Good morning, class. Today, our topic is creating models in science. Our objective is I can explain the importance of using models in science and create a model of plate movement. So just to review from yesterday, models in science can be an object, a diagram, a computer program that represents something that a scientist is studying. Yesterday, we saw that there were three main types of models most often used by scientists: computer-based models, physical models like 3D models, and two-dimensional models or diagrams or drawings. Models help scientists communicate their ideas, understand processes, and make predictions because models help make something simpler or easier to see. That's why we use them. They're great. Every model is like the real thing in some ways, but it's also different from the real thing in some ways. This is an important point. Models do have limitations. They are not exactly like the real thing. But sometimes we need to use a model because we can't actually be in a certain place at a certain time to study something. Or maybe we don't have the technology to actually go somewhere to study it. For instance, when we're studying the inner and outer core of the Earth. We as scientists aren't able to physically take ourselves there to study what's inside. So instead, we often build models to help us understand it better. So let's do some quick practice. I'm going to show you a couple different models. I want you to identify what type of model it is, and I want you to explain what concept it was created to explain. Like, why was the model created in the first place? For this discussion, you're going to turn and talk to your partner, and you're going to share with each other why you think that model was created. So here we go. Let's try it out. What type of model is this? So think back. You have physical, 2D, or computer-based. What type of model is it? Now turn and talk to your partner, so your teachers should hear you talking, and tell each other, what do you think this model is explaining? Why did someone create this model in the first place? It was created to make some concept simpler. Well, what is the concept? What is it showing? What have we learned in science class over the past couple weeks that this model is helping to explain? All right, let's look at a different model. How about this model? What is this model showing us? And what type of model is it? Turn and talk to your partner. Why was this model created? What is it helping to explain? What concept? All right, next model. What type of model is this?
Plates. That's the theory of plate tectonics. When these big plates of rock move around on the Earth's surface, they interact in one of three ways. We have convergent plate boundaries, where plates move together. We have divergent plate boundaries, where plates move apart. And we have transform plate boundaries, where plates move past one another. In each of these three situations, different things happen. So what I'm going to do today to demonstrate those is to create a little model of each with my graham cracker, and I'm going to take my scientifically designed colored icing, and I'm going to basically put some upper mantle on the bottom of my crustal plate. my other piece of graham cracker, which is going to be my lower mantle. So I'm going to have basically a nice crust mantle sandwich.
All right, guys, so what type of model was that? And turn and talk to your partner to explain why that model was created. What is it trying to make simpler? What concept that we've talked about in class? All right. To move into practice, for the rest of class, we are going to create our own models. Specifically, you're going to create a model with a team on plate movement, and you're going to focus on one of the following topics. You're going to get to choose. Do you want to make a model that shows the 3 different plate boundaries and the landforms that are created as they interact? So what I mean by this is, are you going to develop a model that shows me convergent boundaries, divergent boundaries, and transform boundaries? You could also, your second option, is create a model that shows the process of seafloor spreading. So when someone looks at your model, you and the model would be able to help them better understand seafloor spreading. So expectations. Your team is going to be given a bag of supplies. You must use only what's in that bag to build your model. You will have 4 minutes to brainstorm. This looks like you going back through your notes to get very familiar with the topic your model is going to explain. You're going to brainstorm what you want your model to look like, and you're going to draw out your idea. You need to get this drawing approved by Miss Riley or Miss Brady. When we've approved your drawing, your team will have 10 minutes to build your model at a level 1. Each model must be labeled using vocabulary from class. And you're going to have a worksheet that looks like this. So there's your space for your drawing. And then questions 2 through 6 are going to have you and your team are going to reflect about how your model is similar to the Earth's actual structure. How is it not similar? What are some of the limitations? You have 15 minutes total to do this. Good luck. You may begin when you get your bag.